I'm going to try a different format on the music. Another Sunday. I was robbed of shit that I wanted to do this weekend. I'm TJ with Steve at 420, and this is Mayhem's Amigos. Good afternoon or evening or wherever you're at. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody was orally satisfied over the weekend. Hope everybody got to have good food and companionship over the weekend.
Yeah. Fucking
As we start,
I had hamburgers and brats and beer all freaking Saturday.
Dude, that's a good weekend.
And I got to work on a race car and watch the race at the end of the day. So
there you go.
My Saturday was pretty near perfect. Would have been a little bit better if we could have gotten the motor more tightened, buttoned up and stuff to at least get it to turn over. But the cool thing is, besides it putting the transmission back on and setting the seat that needs 2 to 3 people,
yeah,
he can pretty much put the stuff back together to where, theoretically he could fire it up without the transmission, but
there you go.
So,
Steve, how about your weekend? How did it go?
Oh, wonderful.
So you were orally satisfied?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was orally satisfied. I was orally satisfied through a text.
Through a text?
Thanks for satisfying me, Steve.
I was talking to a female companion that I know, and we were discussing we weren't necessarily discussing the oral part. We were just discussing more or less the sex part.
So
oral is sex, just to let you know.
So you were in the complete discussion of coitus.
Yeah.
You're back to showing now, aren't you?
And I apologize for not being as I don't want to say it.
Forthcoming?
There you go, forthcoming. Sorry to be just a disappointment. Is
this somebody that I know of?
He said, "Oh, that's not a problem. It's not a problem.
What's happening, Ty?
We'll just have to." I just bit my lip.
Ow!
We are not sponsored. But this is a good beer right here.
Oh yeah, I do like that one. I like my Crown.
I would say, well, yeah, Crown's good, but when you go with beer, you can't ever go wrong with a Yingling.
Unless you got Shiner or Ziegenbach available, or Amberbach.
Anyway, I'm glad you're back with Shelly, Steve. So
it's not Shelly. So, can we play a guessing game? Figure out who it is?
Well, pretty. You can play a guessing game, but I'm pretty sure you can guess it in one.
Well, I'll probably guess it in one guess, but I'm going to fuck up at least 4 times.
Okay.
So,
you know who it is.
Is it Agatha Festerboob?
No.
Oh.
No. I did get kicked out of this shit TikTok live yesterday because I made a comment about her tits.
Oh, really?
They're fucking huge, dude. They're fucking huge. And I said, damn, I'll come and do your dishes if you'll pleasure me later with those tits. Fucking block. God, you bitch.
Oh, so Ty says he's sitting while his wife is getting a tattoo in Rockford.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know if I'd want to go to Rockford for a tattoo.
Well, if it's the right price, you're fucking right. I would. Nobody does them cheap anymore.
But the only tattoo I'd expect in Rockford would be like buckshot.
It looks just like the one you have on your fucking arm. Looks like somebody.
No, I'm talking like the actual buckshot, like click, click, boom.
Well, that's just Goofy. That's Goofy Ridge.
No, Goofy Ridge. I'd expect rifle shot.
And that's what your tattoo looks like. Looks like buckshot hit you in the arm in the number 3.
Well, I mean, I was pretty drunk. So was he. So.
Oh my goodness.
You know, when you've got a drunk tattoo artist with a needle and thread and an inkwell.
At least mine was
mine wasn't done with a gun. It was done one dot at a time, like sewing it in my arm.
My dude he had it just hooked up to a motorcycle battery, but he had a gun, an actual gun. I bought the fucking needles, so I knew they were brand new.
But no, it was a sewing needle with thread wrapped around it, dipped into an inkwell. I bought the ink, the needle, and the thread. And the gloves. And he wore gloves, and he's there just one dot at a time.
Damn.
Yeah, that was mine.
Mine took fucking like 6 hours. Okay. I'm so fucked up I can't hold my fucking arm up. I had a friend give me some real drugs yesterday.
Real drugs?
Yeah. Well, not fake drugs. From the dispensary. Well, now my camera froze up. Now I'm not fucking moving at all.
No, you're moving just fine. I see you.
I don't see me. There, yeah.
Okay, I see it.
The real race car driver has a race car, checkered flags on it. Checkered flags and pistons pumping up through there. That baby took about 6 fucking hours.
Ty says that the guy they go to does great work. He's done all of their tattoos, gives them a deal, and he went to school with his wife, so that's why they get the deal.
And I've seen his tattoos, and they're really nice. I mean, they're really nice. The artwork's great. The line and the shading's great.
Well, I mean, if you got a good artist, you don't knock it.
Rockford's not that far from where he is, are they?
Rockford to Peoria.
Wait. How long did it take you, Steve, to do that?
6 hours.
Why the fuck would an hour job take someone 6 hours?
Because I wasn't paying him, number one, by an hour.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, real winners don't feel pain, so that
we had to take breaks in between to pass the ball around.
Oh, that's why it was a weed-induced tattoo.
Oh yeah, it was a weed.
I guess if you were smoking, I could see that, but still, 6 hours though.
I got it over.
Did he do like one line and all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, I'm done for an hour, and then do another line?
It's supposed to have color in it, but the flagstick are brown. And it's supposed to be black and brown. I didn't have him put any white in. I just leave the flesh color. But now I kind of wish he would have put the white in. It had silver in the pistons, but I got over. I'll never forget. I got over Christmas. It's the first tattoo I ever got. I fucking go to my brother's house. I get up one day, and I thought the fucking thing was falling off. It just stabbed over. I called him, my dude, this fucking tattoo falls off, I'm gonna be pissed. He said, no, he said, just don't pick the scab off, you fucker.
So we've already got a question in the chat. Tom wants to know, is Steve creaming his jeans because Heartland season 18 comes back on Thursday?
No. But I'm prepared for it.
You're not excited over it?
Oh, I'm excited, and I renewed my subscription to Up and Family so I could see those current episodes.
So,
speaking of subscriptions, Ty actually had a good idea, and he told me why he got Dirt Vision. He says he's only going to have it for 4 months and then cancel it, because basically during the late fall to winter and early spring, there's
during Knoxville on. And then the
basically from all the stuff from now until I mean, but the thing is, you don't get Knoxville if you get bi-monthly though. So
yeah.
I think I would it sounds like a good idea, but I think if I was going to get into it more, I would get a subscription. I would want to see Florida. I would want to see Volusia. I would want to see Arizona races. When everybody goes fucking south for the fucking winter. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get that. They have those.
I think I just clicked the wrong thing on my phone or on my.
Well, we are still live, so you didn't click too much of anything wrong.
A 1967 GTO project car. Not off the top of my head, but I can look around. Like I said, give me one.
So anyway, the race was really good, Steve. All three classes was like really good last night.
I knew it would be.
I mean, there's a few, of course, a few cautions, but it was pretty much clean racing. Every single class had lap cars.
Oh, well, yeah.
And all their features, and it was just crazy how B-Shep just went from like 11th, 12th place to pass everybody like they were nothing and become first place and win the race. I mean, he was just like he was going through traffic. He was weaving like a freaking he was like a freaking boxer. He was weaving and diving all over that.
I heard that he was a little bit upset about the heat race getting pushed off the fucking
turn. I was watching that, and I still say that. I mean, yes, the guy did push him up.
Yeah, they didn't push him off over the edge.
But being intentional about it, I don't think so. Because if you watch the car, like right when he was getting ready to plan it in turn one at the bottom, and Shep was in the middle top.
Right.
Well, it looked like the car did a hop, just barely, and then moved it over and then set it back down real quick. It was like like that, right. And that's when it hit Shep and moved him up the track.
That's what Shep said. He said, "We're just going to say it's a racing accident." One of those things.
Yeah, I pretty much think it was. But I'll tell you what, he's flying through his beam, and he flew through that track. I mean, and good night. And that was just the late model race. That midget race, the Power Eye midgets. Which Ty did correct me, they do not have starters and they do have to be pushed. So
right, no,
I want to make that right there because but the ones that I was thinking of, I think they were the D2 midgets, which are I believe a little bit smaller. Anyway, that one was great. Granted, it was more of a single file up top and at bottom, but there were still some parts where it did look like the ones that were together were going back and forth with slide jobs.
That's the way they always are, really.
But even though the late models was good, my favorite one was the modified race. That one was like really good. I mean, there was like maybe one caution.
Oh.
And during that whole race, yeah.
Let's see.
So
Bubba the Baker asked if I know anyone that's got a 67 GTO project car to restore. In the Illinois area, GTOs are real hard to come by.
Right.
I mean, very hard to come by. However, I do remember, and this was a few years back, you'd have to double check, but Collier's down by the racetrack, Collier's Junkyard, they did at one point in time have 3 or 4 different Le Manses that were of that era sitting in the junkyard for sale.
And if you don't know where that one is, Bubba, it's literally right across the street from the Speedway. So,
Back in the woods.
Back in the woods. You'll see the big white sign that looks like it's been sitting there for 50 million years. And it's like you just drive down that gravel way, and like you said, it's back in the woods. But to finish off real quick, sorry, but the modified race is really good, and Michael Ledford, he did just as much as B-Shep did with that. He was flying through everything, up and down, everything. He was using that whole track. So
that's also his fucking home track too. So.
But then again, it's his home track, and he's a four-time track champion at Farmer City, so he knows a thing or two about that track.
He knows a thing about Farmer City.
Farmer City. He raced at Fairbury too. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to say it was really good races last night. So if you guys missed it, whoever didn't see it, you guys missed out if you like racing with some great racing. So anyway, I just wanted to finish that real quick. Sorry. So anyway.
Yeah, I did miss out on some good racing, but oh my God, dude. When I got off work Friday, I was like the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
No, dude, I put in another 14-hour day. We had one of our drivers called in sick again. So that guy has given every excuse to not come to work. I've heard I'm laid up. I've heard I had a herpes flare up. I've heard I got a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, he has had every literal fucking excuse to not come to work.
I got a flat tire. I can't make it in.
I'm waiting for I've got a prolapsed anus for that one. I'm sure that one's going to come up soon.
My baby's mama's having a baby. I can't come in.
So when that happened, all right, we're already down a driver because he had knee replacement surgery. And because he's out on medical, we don't have him.
Right, which is a good reason to be off.
One of our other drivers, it was his normal day off, and then the other one that was available was running the sludge truck.
Oh, right. He got the shit job.
Yeah, he was hauling the shit. So I was literally the only one out there with roll-off and moving dumpsters around, and I got pulled off of 3 different dump runs and a couple easy swaps and a delivery. Real easy day for me. I would have been off by 4. No, I didn't get to the shop here at home to go finish up the bike. I passed the shop at 8, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm going, as much as I hated doing it, I came home and I went to bed.
Right.
Which, I mean, you guys know me well enough that if I have a choice of spending time with the Harley or coming home and going to bed, what's my normal decision?
Go to the Harley.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm going to bed. So yesterday I get up 6 a.m. I slept in. Got up to the shop, finished reassembling everything, did my full service on the bike. Like, all right, new tires, fresh oil on everything. I'm ready to go. I back it out, head on down the hill. I take off, boop, 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 like it's got a bulge. What the fuck? Whip her around, pull back into the shop. Lift it up, rip the front end apart, pull the front tire off, rebalance the front tire. I'm like, it's got to be balanced. Button it back up. When I rebalanced it, I only needed a 1/4 ounce to get it balanced. Maybe that was it. Button it back up. Pull out. Fuck! Turn around. Bring it back. Start to lift it back up. I spin the tire and I look. Oh. The sidewall had not come completely out, allowing the tire to completely seat on the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Creating a pinch point and a bulge, which is why I was getting that.
So it popped and everything, and still didn't want to.
It popped, but it didn't properly seat, so it needs to be broken down again.
Oh, jeez.
It should be easy. You should be able to just let the Albert step on it and put a little bit of soap on it right there where it was sticking, and be able to pop it back up on the bead. You should pop back on the bead.
But motorcycle tires are a little more tricky, and you've got to be a lot. You got to be a lot more careful with them.
Like lawnmower tires and 4-wheeler. I hate fucking 4-wheeler tires.
But like I said, motorcycle tires, especially road bikes and especially touring bikes, you have got to be extremely careful with that because your ass is riding on it.
Right. I just thought that maybe your cross side didn't see the little level bubble.
I didn't mount it. My uncle was the one that mounted the tire on the rim while I was getting other prep work done.
Does he have cross-eyed?
Beginning to wonder.
Oh, the bubble looks fine.
But no, what it is the tire machine that we've got has got massive leaks right now. So when we turn the air onto it, you just hear it the whole time.
Right.
And the air compressor's working its ass off to keep up. So I'm like,
right.
Look, let's break the bead, but then let's bring it up front and put it on the regular airline and blow it on there.
Right.
And at least then I'll know it's on.
Yeah, I had a friend that in his actual, regular garage, he actually, one of the local tire shops was changing over to getting newer and better stuff.
Yeah.
And he was selling it, and he bought it for like the tire changer, just the tire changer for like $300.
Yeah, see, I would love to find a place like that.
And then the thing, how he balanced it was that basically the cone with the little bubble in the middle.
Okay.
And then you had to set the weights wherever it needed to be to balance, and then wherever the bubbles like in the crosshairs, that's where you put the beads and everything. And it is pretty cool learning that. So,
well, for the bike tire, what we've got is we've got the stand with the bar, and then the two cones that go into either side of and both sides of the bearings.
Okay.
And then you literally, once it settles, you just move it 90 degrees, let it go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then it'll come back up and it'll settle where it needs to settle at.
Mm-hmm.
And you go the other way 90 degrees and let it go and let it settle. And once you've got it, 90, 90, 45, 45. And once you've got it settled, after that, 12 o'clock, put a weight. Do it again.
Right.
And with the way my uncle does mount, he's really good at mounting tires, and the way he does it normally, if I have to put a weight on it, I'm surprised.
Right.
The rear tire didn't need a weight at all. Yeah, I'm right here with Bubba the Baker. He says he's called in sick twice in 17 years. Dude, I don't hardly call in sick at all. Do I take time off? Yes. I take a shitload of time off, but I'm at a point in my career where I can.
Right.
Now, do I call in sick? No. If I'm calling in sick, I'm fucking sick.
I remember one time you had a really bad cold, and you were calling me hacking the lung and coughing, and you're like, I'm still going into work and I'm sick. And I'm like, oh. It's basically what I'm saying is I know what you mean, because I remember you going into work sick a few times. So,
well, dude, I remember being on the road sick, logging in to do morning disaster, and I was running 102-degree fever while I'm at work. Of course, and then after I'm logged in with 102-degree fever and I'm working and I feel like crap, first thing I hear is about how I'm a crappy driver. And I need to talk to Steve because he's a real professional. He'd tell me how to work through being sick. Fucking pissed me off.
I get you, man.
Welcome to my world.
You were happy with it.
I didn't say it. I never fucking said.
But I was sitting there with 102-degree fucking fever. Well, you wouldn't be sick at work if you were more like Steve.
Well, I think that person likes to start shit, so that way he can.
Well, that person's very good at that.
Get a laugh. So, unlike other people I know, when they start stuff, it's stupid. So, if you know, you know.
Oh yeah, you know.
Anyway.
Now, I will tell you that I ended up sitting here and watching the 2 made-for-TV Dukes of Hazzard movies. The Reunion and Hazzard in Hollywood.
Sorry
with the original cast.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
The ones made for TV, not the two movie. Like, there are certain aspects of the Sean William Scott, Johnny Knoxville movie that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did watch the beginning, their follow-up, the beginning, that still had Willie.
Never
and I think
smoking
Willie
weed
Nelson,
with Willie again.
Well, I think Willie Nelson's the only reason I would watch those two movies, honestly.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I agree.
But no, the ones I'm talking about that I ended up watching was the reunion, which Denver Pyle was still alive for. So you had the original Uncle Jesse. Okay. Right. But Sorrel Book, who played Boss Hogg, was already dead.
How'd they bring him back? Or did they?
They actually they brought him up. They talked about him.
Did they say like he went to another place?
He passed.
Oh, so they said Boss Hogg passed?
Yeah. And then the follow-up to that, The Hazard in Hollywood, that was fucking hysterical. Because they got Daisy doing all this different stuff, and they're telling her about it. She's going to do a stunt. And she listens to it, and they go, do you think you could do that? And she goes, yeah, but I've still got a question. What's the stunt? And the director looks up and goes, makeup.
Did she still look bangable in those movies?
Oh, yeah. She was still bangable.
I never seen that one. I looked that one up.
Oh, The Hazard in Hollywood?
Yeah,
you can actually find the full movie on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's probably on Tubi TV. It could be on Tubi TV. It could be on
it could be
Pluto TV too. So I mean,
could be. Yeah, I got all those.
One of my favorite Dukes of Hazzard one was when I think it was with the newer season. I'm not 100% sure, but the thing I remember about it was they were actually racing on the track, and they pulled into the pits because Bo and Luke Duke had to go somewhere, so they had Daisy put on the full getup and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And jumped in the other side while he was jumping out to make it look. And then she just took off and was racing. And she actually won the race.
I mean, let's face it. Catherine Bach, back in the late 70s, early 80s, and even up to the 90s, very doable. Like, I think she was certified as an orgasm creator.
She still is.
Yeah,
I do it still.
I just looked her up, and she's not bad still.
No, think about it. She's in her 60s now.
Well, there's this one picture. It looks like she's Golem, but other than that, there's a few others that. No, it looked. This one looked bad on her. But anyway.
But yeah, she's
60. That pussy looks like a roast beef sandwich.
And she still got her tits. Holy cow, man.
God, yeah, she does.
I like the motorboat. Oh. Anyway, what do I know? The thing I do know how to do is be a winner of a Smoker Mania.
Oh, here we go.
He knows how to be a wiener.
Here we go. We are less than 7 days away.
And you all know I like dirt track racing, and I don't pass a dirt track race up for anything. So you ought to be thankful you're going to be seeing me too. So.
Uh-oh. Steve's already proclaimed himself the Smoker Mania winner. You see that?
I am. I was before the amendment started. I have Rhino. Rhino says you got this fucking by a mile. You see?
Oh, he's only sucking up to you because he's on your show.
It's not on my show. It's his show. Well, it's my show, but his show too. But
that's the point.
Really, his kid's show. Oh, his kid ends up on it.
Oh, God, I got to take this one. You guys You guys go at it for a minute.
Oh, okay. What are we gonna go at? Oh, I got a question for you then. Did Harrison show up? Mike Harrison?
You know what? I don't think he did. I didn't see his name in there.
Yeah. I didn't see anything about it, yeah. I didn't see.
Was there another big modified race that day?
Not a big one. They had A-mods. No, they have A-mods tonight in Granite City. They remind me no B-mods Friday night, A-mods Saturday night in Granite City, and then in Peebly. There was no big Highland. I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe he's a tough fucker. I can't. He probably could have run with. I know he could have run with Michael Ledford. I mean, I know Kenny Wallace didn't go. He was in St. Louis all week with Kansas Granite City and Peebly.
Right.
Wait, so you guys are talking racing again? You were in the argument as to who's winning Smoker Mania.
Oh, sorry. We just immediately go to racing. That's the.
No, I mean, it gives you something to talk about, which is getting me excited because I'm still trying to work out a day and when we could do the test run. But I do want to see the pit stop.
Oh.
Right.
Where it's Steve and Fat 420 and possibly Ty. And, once a week they're getting together and they're drinking and smoking weed and they're talking racing the whole show. And I think that'll be fun.
Okay, we'll see. I'll say how dedicated I am to my friend TJ. I'll tell you how that. You talk about, you'd be lucky if I'm here because Peoria going to race next Saturday. It's how dedicated I am to my friend TJ. And I'm here today. I'll tell you what, I would have cut my left nuts off to go over to Lincoln today and watch.
There's Steve, what's that brown stuff on your nose?
Ain't nothing.
You got a bunch of brown stuff on your nose, man.
Look, you know what? I didn't go because number one Lincoln was on Friday night. Why the fuck do I want to go on Sunday? Other than it be fucking packed because it's such a beautiful day. Although there's some big name modified drivers there today.
Oh, like who?
I don't remember.
Here's a tip for everybody, especially if you're into racing. If you're going to plan something, make sure it's on an off day or off season.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if you're going to get married.
Oh, no. That's a dirty word.
You get married on the off season.
Exactly right.
Why would you even bring up that filthy word?
My wife wanted to get married on Saturday.
Unlike us three, some people still believe in it. So,
my wife said, "We're getting married on Saturday, July 31st." I said, "No, we're not. I'll be at the racetrack." What time do you plan on getting married? 6 a.m? I said, "You plan for a Monday or a Wednesday?" I said, Friday. Friday's Parma City. Saturday's Macon. And God forbid, Sunday he want to race in fucking Danville.
Here, I will ask a true lover that's in the chat room if marriage is a good idea. Bubba the Baker, do you believe in marriage?
He probably believes in marriage more than he does masturbation.
Well, I mean, I don't have to ask anybody if they believe in masturbation. Obviously, everyone's going to say they believe in masturbation.
Mm-hmm. I masturbated yesterday.
When don't you masturbate? Probably when you sleep.
What?
He said, when do you not masturbate?
Oh, I don't masturbate every day.
When you sleep?
No, I definitely don't. I can't masturbate in my chair. I don't masturbate sitting up.
Okay. Which one do you do more, Steve? Do you smoke more weed or do you masturbate more?
I smoke way more weed than I masturbate. I can go months on end without masturbating. But then all of a sudden, hell yeah. Then all of a sudden one day it'll hit me. I'm like, damn. Okay. Now I have to get out the old phone and turn on Pornhub. Because the new phone doesn't get Pornhub.
The new phone does not get Pornhub?
No, because the old phones are already infected because of Pornhub. The new phone doesn't have it. I don't want it to get.
And see, that's why iPhones are inferior to Android, because you don't get that shit on it.
I'm an Android.
iPhone is inferior to Android?
I said, and whatever. The point being is it's better.
Superior would be the
my old Android had got the virus, and my new so I'm not looking up Pornhub on my new Android because I said to the girl.
The question is, are you looking it up on your regular, or are you looking it up under incognito?
Incognito, my backup. The only thing I use it for. It only works because I have Wi-Fi. I can't call anybody or text anybody or any of that bullshit. But I can still be on the internet because I own a fucking phone. So.
Right.
Okay, so let me throw this out as a little bit of a tidbit, okay? Medically speaking, your peen is a muscle, and you have to work that muscle out. So if you're not regularly having coitus, then, at least 3 times a week, you got to bust it out and pull one out to keep everything working properly. And as you do that, it should also help to regain some of your size.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard that many times. If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's it. You don't use it, you lose it.
I used it in fucking 20 years.
But if you pull on it, you got to start using it again.
I will admit the mine's the longest when I'm in bed pulling on it. Why are we on this fucking subject? How can we go from talking about Smoker Mania?
I don't know how we wound up on talking about jerking it.
Smoker Mania, the dirt track racing, and then we're talking about the length of my pud.
That's the way these shows go.
I
don't think I've ever had a good show that stayed on the rails. They always go off the rails.
It seems like the ones that did go off a little bit off are the more fun ones to me, anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, for crying out loud, yeah, you do have to you've got to pull on it or use it or something, or you're going to lose it.
But in all reality, Saturday, so ladies are welcome to work my dong muscle.
Come on.
Well, Bubba, 2 miles down the road, there's a whole bunch of horny women, but they just stand around. They're standing around tweaking all the time over by the Sally. So
I do believe that BTB is in the Peoria Peak and East Peoria area.
Yeah, didn't we say he lives?
Yeah. So I mean, if he goes into Pekin and pulls into that little town known as Schaeferville, he'd get one and all to probably come.
Or Normandale.
Yeah, very true. Or Normandale. And, I remember when I was a kid, Normandale was actually a nice neighborhood.
Are these actual towns that just Pekin just engulfed around them? Is that what it was? Or
yeah, in a way.
Because I got a friend all the time talks about, come to my business because it's in Schaeferville. I'm like, where the fuck is Schaeferville? It's Pekin all over this place. So I had to type in the Google search the fucking the name of it just to see where it was, and I just see this little itty bitty spot, and then my town's all the way around it, and I'm like, it's almost half of it's the lake in the golf course. It seems like, and it's like,
I think more of it is probably more Pecans breaking up into smaller sections. It's that man, like you're saying,
yeah.
To you, it's all Pecan, yeah.
Right, kind of like West Peoria,
right?
Peoria Heights, things in that area, or well, even you can even count Chicago. Look at all those neighborhoods; they just run right to
Chicago was just a small town, and it blew up, and it engulfed the surrounding neighborhoods. It's kind of what Pekin Peoria did,
right? So. And it's like the funny thing is, it's like everybody's address is a Pekin address. So is it Normandale or is it Pekin?
Well, it's both. Normandale. Once Normandale was absorbed by the city of Pekin, it's the Normandale subdivision, kind of like it's the Schaeferville subdivision. It's
right.
The Lake Arlen subdivision. It's the Sunnyland Sunnyland.
Well, yeah, Sunnyland. No, seriously, Sunnyland. If you think about it, because when you go into Sunnyland, there's a sign that says "Welcome to East Peoria." But if you're going the opposite way, you'll see one that says "Welcome to Washington." But it's like everybody calls it Sunnyland, or Robine,
Yeah, Sunnyland. It's another one of those that it's unincorporated town, but it was absorbed by the two. They ran the line down the middle, and yes, it's still the Sunnyland subdivision, but it's technically it's either East Peoria or Washington. So, you get a lot of that, and it happens.
Right. So anyway, it just
weird to me. It's like, you've got the hot tub. The hot tub is running. Everything is clean. But then Steve's buttocks subdivision comes in and sits right by a fucking jet, and now you got to re-clean the hot tub.
I actually used to have a picture of when Steve and Ray was in a hot tub.
Oh God, no, come on, don't bring that Photoshop crap up.
No.
Hey, Georgia.
I don't have no more
Photoshop. It didn't look like Photoshop to me, so
did to me.
There was a lot of those.
Well, that's what happens when you use an Android phone.
I do use Android phones. This is a Galaxy S23 Ultra.
And hey, you even use a smartwatch now too.
God damn it. Although I did go over and I tried out, I only played 9 holes, but I tried out the new golf app on my phone and watch.
Oh, good God.
So now I can get the distance right there off of my watch to the pin.
You're not even playing.
So there's like an app or something on your watch that you call up and you can see how far it is whenever.
Yeah, how far I am to the pin. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Not fucking golf. Walk your happy ass over to the closest fucking sprinkler head. Should have a distance marker on it. Step your fucking set off like a real golfer. Don't push the button on your phone and it says the pin is 37 feet away. Like that.
See, you're gonna tell me that the guys that are yes, I know.
Here's an idea.
You're gonna tell me that the guys that are using the hunting range finders out there on the golf course that they're not real golfers too?
Yep. You know what's even sad about that?
As I've seen McElroy use one. I've seen McElroy use one of the hunting range finders to get his range to the pin.
You know what's really fuck you. You know what's really fucked up? Is I worked for a company called Phoenix International. We made electronic bullshit for like the big sprayers and shit. We made all the wiring harnesses, but we also was part of when John Deere started John Deere Golf. We did all that GPS shit. it used to some golf courses could afford to buy it. It had the fucking panel right on the golf course. I hated that, but I worked for them and it made good money. But I told him, man, for somebody that fucking loves golf, that is the most. And you know what? It went fucking bankrupt. Nobody else, nobody golf courses couldn't afford it because then you'd have to jack up your prices for a golf cart because it has a GPS on it.
Right.
Nobody's gonna pay $50 for 18 holes for a golf cart. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's average around here for 18 holes.
Not in 1992.
Oh, not 1992. I was talking now. That's kind of average.
I know that's what for golf. That's bullshit. I mean, I understand it costs more to buy nowadays. There's no more to maintenance. It's still plugging my fucker in or put gas in it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, if I play Legends during the week, Legends is a really nice course. I love Legends. Steve, I think you've looked it up and taken a look at it on Legends of Kingsland.
Was that the 18 hole you were telling me about?
No, that's hole? Lighthouse. Legends is the other 18 hole that's like really close to home.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it's really nice. And I like to, if I'm going to play that one, I want to get out there at like 8 a.m. on a Thursday. Off day. Give me the cart. Let me get my whiskey. Give me my clubs. See you later. I'm going to go play 18. I'll be back by noon.
Right.
And it's just a good, relaxing round.
Right. Uh-oh.
Because the other thing I like about playing that early on an off day, I don't feel like I'm getting pushed.
Right. You don't have.
I hate getting out there on a day where everything's booked tight, and I feel like I'm getting pushed around the fucking course.
Or you get behind a women's league.
And that'll take you forever too.
Yep, and they won't let you play through because
now we're in a league.
Yeah, we're in a league. Sorry, we all have to stick together. Shut the fuck up, little lady.
But yeah, I absolutely hate when I feel like I'm getting pushed. But then I've got the people in front of me that's like 4 old farts wearing Depends trying to play the course. And then I've got the young kids behind me that are trying to push me out of the way.
Yep.
And I'm going, hey, I'm just out here to play my round. Stop pushing.
You know how you solve that? How I solved it?
Let them play through?
I pick up your fucking ball. Hey, I found another ball. Look, Steve, that's not your ball. That's those kids behind it. I'm going to get fucking shit hit into me.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I've actually had that happen at a couple.
How far you can hit? How far away? If you fucking hit, if you're within 4 feet of me when I'm standing there, your ball is going in my fucking pocket too.
When I was, my cousin and I both are like very, very mindful of course etiquette. All right, if you've got somebody that's out there, they're on their second hit, and you're at the tee box. Let them hit and go to the green.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you tee off. When they have moved out of the way completely and they're up at the green, now it's time for you to tee off. All right. Makes sense, right? And we wait. Well, no, he and I have been out there where we teed off. We're just getting to our balls to make our second hit. And we're getting driven at.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, hey, motherfucker, we're down here. Oh, you hurry up.
Did you ask? If I remember right, it should take 7 minutes to play a hole of golf. If I remember right, because that's the way a lot of places would do their tee times.
Yeah, they do break it down about 7 minutes.
7 minutes or 4 minutes. They might 7 minutes. It should take you no longer than 7 minutes to play one hole. I mean, it shouldn't. But I've watched my folks take 10, 15, 20 minutes just looking for the fucking ball.
Well, I've been out there where it's taken us 3 minutes and we've got people driving into us.
I don't have.
And we're like, hey, we're playing. Oh, you hurry up. Dude, I just teed off. It's a par fucking 3.
You never wait till after they leave the green on par 3, dumb fuck.
Remember back in the day where everybody took the time golfing, and it just seems like, by the way you guys are talking, everybody wants to rush through it.
Yeah, they really do. And really, honestly, the game is a game that you should take your time. Yeah, just sit back and enjoy yourself.
Why do you think it takes a whole afternoon and then some when they show the not PBS, the
PGA.
The PGA and everything, you know?
Well, like the Masters are on right now.
I know. It's like 3 hours, right? They usually go 3 hours. And it's
3, 4, sometimes 5. Yeah. McIlroy's up.
I know. Bitches turned him last night, motherfuckers.
Huh?
My favorite is John Daly because he has no fucks and he drinks all the time. So.
Yeah, he does drink all the fucking time.
Grip it and rip it, baby.
McIlroy's Irish, man. He'll get out there and drink all the fucking time, too. He just hides it.
Yeah. But John Daly don't fucking care.
Yeah, he's just like...
And that's what I like about him. It's like he's a good golfer, and he's like...
He show up with fucking his Miller Lite, no shoes.
Oh, God, I remember that. They threw a fucking fit.
What I need shoes for?
And the big cigar.
Golfing with no shoes.
A cigar, yeah.
And the big cigar in his hand.
You need to take a couple get practice, please. I know. Rip it and rip it, baby.
Whoop. And he's like,
that's funny. It's like he just showed up to this course, you know, up to the first.
He's drunk off his ass.
He's drunk and everything, and all of a sudden the guy's like, "You want to do practice or anything?" And John's
rip
like,
it, baby. Wow.
No. He set the beer down in his golf cart, walked over to the team, went. He's like, and then he walks back to his golf cart, starts drinking. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Hey, the best one though is when he can hit a tee shot off the top of a fucking Miller Lite can.
Oh God!
And pick the beer up and start drinking it after he fucking does it.
That was hilarious. That was fucking hysterical, actually.
So you people in the millennials and younger, if you say Tiger Woods is the best golfer ever, you're gonna get a beat down from Gen X.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like you go out there to have fun.
Yeah.
And then you gotta fight these fucking people that are trying to mow you over, like, oh, I gotta do this. Then why are you at the golf course?
You know, we get that shit at the racetrack too. I know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a prejudiced person, but goddamn it, if you got fucking kids that are under the age of 10 or 12, they don't got the attention span to fucking sit at the racetrack. They want to fucking run around and fucking
what's up, Bolt?
Get that fucking flag in your face and knock your fucking soda over. You know, don't bring your baby to the racetrack. That's just flat out stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, I started going to the races when I was about 9.
Yeah, that's
Same here.
But you know what? I learned the etiquette right away about what it was about.
I didn't even learn the etiquette because I like the sights and sounds and everything. My dad said my eyes were glued to that track the whole night.
Of course, my brother was 5.
I did not move or anything. My dad basically was like, I was like this the whole time.
That's when me and my brother were exactly the opposite. Because my dad would make my brother go when we went to Springfield Speedway.
Yeah,
right.
I just sit there watching the race. My brother he'd be reading a book or walking up and down the fucking. What are you doing? Sit down, dumb motherfucker.
But I mean, here's the kill. This kind of goes back to, you know, when I was growing up and everything. Like, from my earliest memory, and I mean, honestly, my earliest memories, my mom or dad would take me to do anything. My brother had to be right there. Oh, we can't leave him out. Yeah. I'm like, he's 4 years younger than I am.
I'm 7.
You know, some of this shit he ain't going to get. Like, I'm 8. He's 4. Why is he getting to go? No, he had to be there.
Right.
And I'm like,
no,
I literally,
yeah.
I literally got to do, until I got to high school, I got to do nothing unless he was there.
Right. I get it.
I used my brother when I had a 76 Mustang Cobra.
Yeah.
Had that field too, but it didn't have a fucking choke. So in the wintertime, it was a bitch to get started. I make him get out and stick his finger in the fucking carburetor. You want to ride in my car? You got to do your work here. I'll pop the hood. When it backfires, Mom, he's trying to kill me. Hold your hand, hold the motherfucker open. Goddamn, we ain't going nowhere.
But you get what I'm saying. It's like,
right.
I had to get to high school before I was allowed to do anything without him. Like and then it got to the point where I'm like, no, I'm going with my friends.
Well, see, the thing is, like I said, I the first race I remember seeing was with my dad, but then my dad and my mom were divorced at the same time, but then my mom got remarried when I was, just turning a teenager, and that guy pretty much stepped up and took me to the monster truck races, to Peoria, to the TT races, mainly because he got free tickets because his company was making the program for the place. But
see, that just sounds like rich people to me.
Well, when you sell an ad for something, you get free tickets usually to get into the program.
Still sounds like rich people to me.
How would it be rich people? I'd say rich people are the ones that have Harley Davidsons.
I had to work my ass off from my Harley, thank you.
Well, they had to work.
And it's still over 20 years old.
Yeah, you paid too much for that then.
Nah.
You can get a brand new one for that price, can't you?
Fuck no. Do you know what they're going for now?
What the fuck you been shopping for, Harley Davidson?
Shit, the same bike that I've got right now is almost a $60,000 bike new.
Well, hey, guess what? Guess who won all 3 stages tonight at Bristol?
William Bryan.
Nope. My boy. Young Money.
Of course he did. Of course he fucking did.
Bubba Wallace?
Fucking the baddest motherfucker racer out there, bitch. You don't see any other pussies trying to fucking race.
I told you I don't keep up in NASCAR anymore.
Kyle Larson, baby.
Kyle Larson. I talk about him all the time.
He's gonna drive 500 fucking miles at Indy 500. He's gonna win the Indy 500, and then he's gonna win the Coke 600.
I wouldn't go that far, but he'll be up front like he was last time.
I'm glad they got the race. I heard earlier today might have had rain. Bristol Springs, I've been there. It was fucking badass. And I went to the year Dale Earnhardt. It was even more badass.
Right. Anyway, so that was because, races, so.
But yeah, like I said, no, I haven't kept up with that in forever. And
well, that's right. You didn't even know they only had one lug nut now.
No, I didn't know that at all. And I'm like, I've been thinking about that all week. I'm like, that is the dumbest fucking thing I've heard of yet.
Oh, yeah. IndyCar has them. Formula One has them.
Indy. That's open wheel. We're talking stock cars. Stock cars should have a minimum of 5.
And like I said last time we talked about it, ever since they started it about 3 years ago or so, they've always had issues with them falling off because they don't get them tight enough.
But I guess I think they're trying to make it more money efficient. I mean, all the cars, all the chassis are exactly the fucking same, built in exactly the same fucking shop, And they're 2-piece fucking chassis. You get a fucking front clip and a fucking the back half. You bolt them together. That's how they fucking go together.
Yep, the rear end's bolted on. There's not an actual. It's basically it's almost like a unibody.
Well, far be it for me to quote.
It basically is a unibody, yeah.
Far be it for me to quote a movie.
Oh, don't quote no movie.
That puts this into perspective.
Real race cars don't have doors.
But this movie goes back to 1991.
Ooh.
and it was called Days of Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom Cruise said in the movie, stock car is stock car. They're all built pretty much the same, right? Yeah. So I don't have to worry about getting beat by another car. Right. I only have to worry about getting beat by another driver. Right. Oh. Thank you.
There ain't nothing stock by a stock car.
Yeah, that's a very good point, too.
But that's the way they're doing it now. That's the way they have it now. And now they've taken the car out of the equation and put it in all the drivers' hands. Or they put it in the stupid, we got to stop every 50 laps. You have to.
Or they put it in the crew chief's hands like they do in F1 and IndyCar.
Making it a
strategy. The driver don't do anything except for keeping it straight.
He takes
all adjustments. They go on the computer and go do, and all of a sudden the car changes.
It's not felt out anymore.
They got fucking engineers that calculate your fuel consumption.
And that's another. Even though it's getting to the point of it's not really stock anymore, but at least with some street stocks and some Hornet cars, at least those are somewhat you could still get parts and everything for. And
well, they've taken the heart out of it in NASCAR. Right. I'm sorry, the heart is gone. It's all about money.
No.
Right.
And if you go back to the 80s, the 90s, the early and mid 2000s, the heart was still there.
Well, as the saying goes, NASCAR died when Dale Earnhardt did, so.
Very true. I have to agree with that. I'd love to see an old fart race. One more. Let's get, if he was still around. Yeah.
He's going to get Krusty Rusty, Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin.
Yeah. But if I had my dream race.
Kenny Wallace.
You got both Wallaces. You got Michael Waltrip. You got DW.
Yeah.
I had my dream race set up. Michael Waltrip, Darrell Waltrip, Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough. Of course, we're not going to get Cale, obviously, but Mark Martin. Let's get Ricky Rudd. Let's get Dale Earnhardt. Bring him back from the dead for one more. There's so many. And show these kids what it was really all about.
I want Jeremy Mayfield.
Yeah, Jeremy Mayfield would be a good one.
Because he'd be tweaking on meth, so he'd be fast.
Unless the track looks like he's got 4 tracks in front of him, and then he'll be in the wall.
Right.
Come on, dude. He failed the drug test twice.
Oh, jeez.
But, put Senior in there. I mean, my God, put these guys together that Senior used to try to fist fight in the fucking pits. Him and Rusty were best friends, but on the track, they traded paint more than any 2 people I've ever seen.
But that's, come on. I can tell you, that's what I can tell you. If I did, when I worked on fucking race cars, during the week, all those fucking guys we raced with were the greatest guys. They do what they do for you, But you know what? You go out on that fucking racetrack. It's my driver against your driver. Don't do anything stupid.
I mean, even in the pits, everybody helps everybody. But like Steve said, once your tires hit on that track, you're no more friends.
I got banned from making for a week for throwing a fucking tie rod at Marty Heiser. He said, "Why'd you do that?" Because the motherfucker hit the fucking front end and broke it, so he can fucking wear it now.
Oh God!
I seen plenty of that at Peoria. Oh my goodness, I can tell you stories for days.
I miss those days, and that's why I cannot watch it now. I can't watch it now. The heart, I can't. Yeah, I love football, but it's difficult for me to watch the NFL. Why? The fucking heart is gone.
I get it, and I think that's another reason why I'm more into dirt track for racing, because even though it's still pro thing and they're doing these things, it still has a little bit of heart left in it, like it has a heartbeat, you know. And I think that's another reason why I love hockey so much, because there's nothing but heart and soul in every single freaking hockey player.
Man, we watched that
fucking game I went to a fucking Riverman game, and the guy, he got his ankle like totally geeked up. I mean, you know, and he went in, he sat down, and he threw his foot up, and the trainer was like pulling everything off. He was taking the wrap and just going his whole ankle, threw his skate back on, and 5 minutes later, he's back out there. If that happened in football or soccer, they'd be out for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, I mean, for crying out loud, they get hauled off the, I tried to kick and I sprained a nut. I can't play for the next month.
I got turf toe. You know what turf toe is? It's a fucking hangnail. When you hear him say, that's usually running back, the wide receivers are out. They have turf toe. It's a fucking infected hangnail.
Right.
Pierce it, drain it, clip it, pour some fucking peroxide in it, and get back out there.
Right.
And rub some dirt on it and go back in. God damn it.
Yeah, you got to take a oily shop towel, wrap it around. Then
there you go.
Take duct tape and wrap it around, and then you get going.
Exactly.
I do that all the time.
I love listening to these like race drivers. I love that. I'm a professional driver. No, motherfucker. I'm a professional driver. Come drive with me once.
I'll admit to that. All those years, I worked on a race car. I always say, I said, Dad, these motherfuckers will be wore out, at the end of the fucking night. I think, why am I doing all the fucking work? All he did was fucking drive. But then I got out there and had to do it myself. And it ain't fucking easy, especially at Macon. Even in a fucking Hornet.
I haven't even raced, and I know that because when I go to the dirt track races, I watch every single aspect of that race. I watch how they go up into the corner each lap. I watch, where they are on the front and back stretch on the top of the track. I ask questions when I go through the pits. I watch what they're doing. See, that's how I learn a lot of stuff.
Right.
I still fucking do it. I'm sitting there in my recliner reading you guys' comments and I'm watching the videos. I think, damn, the track looks pretty good right now. Doesn't look too heavy at all. Friday night looked a little dry. They must have really got the water.
Well, they said they got a little bit of moisture and that soaked in, and then.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like I listen to them. They're like, "I'm a professional driver." No, motherfucker, I am a professional driver. Now I'll go out and race, and I'll do that. I'm going to do it with an empty fucking gallon Gatorade jug sitting next to me. So if I've got to piss, I'm going to whip it out and piss right there in that jug while I'm doing 200 miles an hour. I don't give a fuck.
No, you're going to pee yourself.
Huh?
You're going to pee yourself just like everybody else does.
Hey, and the funny thing is, even nowadays, they actually have air conditioners in their suits.
Are you fucking serious?
Cool suits. Yeah. Cool suits and
not technically air conditioners per se, but how an air conditioner works.
Right.
It's more like the heating floor. You know how they have heating floor? It's basically like that. It's like a suit that has a whole bunch of thin tubes that's filled with this like glycol or something.
Yeah.
And then when they go to plug it in, it turns all that stuff cold, so their whole body will be.
It goes to a cooler inside the car.
Yeah, the minute it did that, I would probably piss myself right then and there.
When it got cold.
Oh, wow, it feels good.
I was watching an interview with Dale Jr. and Denny Hamlin. They were talking about the first time they ever pissed themselves. Denny Hamlin's like, I had a white suit on too. I had to go to piss so bad. They said, just go. Mm-hmm. I got a white suit.
Right. And maybe Steve heard it, but about a month back, there's this one driver in the Xfinity series.
Yeah.
He's going along, and then how you can hear what they say over the frequencies and stuff for their radios. This one driver goes, Yeah, I shouldn't have ate the chicken fingers before the race. And you hear the crew chief going, he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I gotta take a massive shit right now. and the only thing the crew chief goes is, mental note, make sure the driver does not eat chicken fingers before a race. And then after that, you hear the driver go, I just want to try something different before the race this time.
Oh, too late.
Yeah. Speaking
See,
of
I want
food,
to, like if Steve was racing for me, I'd want to feed him chili and deviled eggs before putting him out there on the track.
I didn't. It's the only thing I ate every day because I had to work on fucking Saturday mornings. I ate a peanut butter and bacon bagel, and I didn't eat again until after the races were over. But boy, after the fucking race was over, I ate some fucking food then. I had to maintain 512 pounds. So fuck. I sweated.
Well, no, I wanted to see, I'd want to do that, then see if you can pull off a Depends while you're driving and whip that shit-filled diaper at somebody as an advantage.
I'm not good.
Yeah, I'm sure Steve will pull a Ricky Lafleur's dad thing and throw it out the window after he gets done with the gallon jug.
There, motherfuckers.
And if anybody doesn't know, that's a part from Trailer Park Boys. So,
oh God.
Anyway, speaking of shitting, I told this to the guys in the chat in the group chat. I was at Walmart this afternoon.
Oh God, here I got to piss while you tell the story.
Okay, I went to Walmart, right? Because I usually go to Walmart after I get done with church so I can get something to eat, and drink and whatnot. And I'm there in my little scooter cart, and I go to reach up to grab something because it's on the very top shelf, and I just let one rip. I mean, let it rip to where you could echo through the whole store, and all of a sudden I was going, oh, and then as soon as I did that, I heard this big old slap, and you hear this guy go, ow, what the fuck was that for? And then you hear the lady go, you just shit your pants, didn't you? And then the guy goes, it wasn't me this time. I was holding my laughter so hard. And I didn't even get what I wanted. I had to go around the store twice before I can go back to get it. Because, I use a little go-go cart still, right? I just went, I got about, on the other, 3 or 4 more aisles down. I just started busting a gut laughing. I was crying. I had tears going down because I was laughing so hard. And an associate goes up to me and goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just witnessed the funniest joke I've ever seen. And the ladies and the associates had the look on her face like, okay. I'm like, anyway, it was funny to me. So I'm fine. I'm just laughing so hard I'm crying because,
that would be funny.
And I did it again when years ago. So there must be something with me going to stores and shitting and everybody else blaming, because it's happened to me at least 2 or 3 times, especially one. I almost and this is a small one, mind you, a small Dollar Tree. Like when they first opened up, you know how they were like really small almost? I almost cleared out the whole store because my fart was so bad. It was through the whole store. And basically I pulled a Steve or something where I'm like walking and all you hear is a
you had to walk
all the way to the bathroom. As soon as I pulled my pants down, I didn't even, my ass cheeks didn't even touch the rim, and all of a sudden I heard like Niagara Falls going.
Oh God.
I'm like, oh, and then I'm done, and I'm walking out like nothing happened, and you hear a couple of associates go, I hope that guy's okay, because all I heard was moaning and oh my God, I didn't believe I did that much.
I think I heard a whale in there.
Yeah, and it was like, so again, if you didn't hear me, TJ, I said this happened to me not once yet today, but it happened to me twice or three times in the previous time. So basically, there's something about. So I think the moral of the story is I should try to shit before I go to Walmart or some store, so that way I won't have other people getting blamed for something they didn't do. So anyway,
all right. So you guys know that I live in my RV. Underneath my toilet is the shit tank, the black water tank. That's all it's for, is shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to fill the toilet up with water to then flush it. Okay. So I just got done pissing. I filled the toilet up with water. I pushed the pedal down to flush it, and a fly came flying out of the shit tank.
Did it go up your ass?
No.
Oh, thank
but
God.
I'm sitting there like, you've been stuck in there for I don't know how long with my turds. And some of those turds in there are a month old.
Oh.
All right. So basically, it's pretty much like Steve's house when he leaves the shit on the
Well, dude, no, I mean, that tank, I put bacteria and stuff in that tank to help it out, right?
Right.
But I only need to dump that tank once a month.
Right. Because it's just you.
Yeah. Now, when Riley is here, it might make it to twice a month. But even me and Riley together, it's usually average about 3 weeks.
So what do you do? Piss in the shower and then shit in the toilet?
No, I'm pissing in the toilet too. I mean, piss and shit in the toilet, all of it, you know.
And that's all that goes to that tank. So where is your gray? Do you have a separate gray water then?
There's a separate gray water tank, yes, for like my dishwater and my shower water. And then, about mid-month, with my showers and everything, I do have to go out and dump that one a little more frequently. But I use that to clean out my shit tubes.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Do you actually use that to clean stuff or just let it go out into the ground?
No, I actually use that to flush everything out and make sure that when I dump the black water again, and out comes the month-old toilet paper and turds, and
it'll have more flow through it because it's not clogged.
Yeah, it'll get all of that through the tube. I'm sorry. The look on
why? Here's the thing. Why does Steve look like he's surprised by this when we know full well he probably does this too?
No. Steve ain't on anything like that. But dude, you guys and I have all three been talking about RV living and RV life. And this is one of those side effect things that you have to know about.
Yeah,
this is part of RV life.
Right.
I'm done. I can't do that.
Literally, it don't stink. You put some deodorizer in there and some Red-X, okay?
But
when you've got to dump that tank, you fill it up to the bottom of the toilet. It fills that tank up. So then it'll flow and get out.
Right.
Quicker, yeah.
Okay, so then all you've got to do, you've got your hoses hooked up and everything. You go out, you open up the side, the compartment that it's in, and you reach over and you grab the one that says black water. You pull that valve open.
Uh-huh.
And most hoses these days have a clear elbow on it.
See, I'd be duct taping mine. I don't want to see it. I don't even want to hear it. Really, I don't want to hear it. And when it stops, oh fuck!
I actually heard my Blackwater tank fart once.
No, I bet.
Like, I'm like, what the hell? It actually farted. But no, you watch that clear elbow, and when you're not seeing stuff coming through that elbow,
right,
and it's slowed down, you're like, okay. That's when you hook up the water line, you back flush the tank and get the rest of the residual shit out of there. Right. Okay? Shut that off. close the black water off, open up the gray water. Gray water flushes out the rest of your turds.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
See, what I was thinking about
your elbow
doing
does have a purpose.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What I was thinking about doing though, if I decided to do it, is I'll definitely for now I'll use the truck that I have and have like a smaller truck
like
bed
a truck
type
camper.
of truck camper. But for going to the bathroom and stuff, I think I will probably do more of a composting type toilet.
Oh, those are fucking neat.
So that way, I don't have to worry about drilling holes or making a gray water tank, black water tank. It'll be all composted, and then that way I can actually technically legally after a while I could actually dump that into the
ditch or whatever.
Something because it's already composted. So
but the thing is like there are some that are out there, okay, that it just dumps into one tank,
right,
and then you've got to dump that tank into wherever the dump station is at, and then hose it all out. And it mixes your black water and your gray water. And I'm like, I get it. It's all going down the same tube, but for fuck's sake, I kind of like being able to flush my gray water and use it to actually, that's my soapy dishwater and my shower water and all of that. And that flushes all of that back out of those hoses. So then when I clean the hoses up, they're ready to be stored.
Right.
It's one of the downsides to RV life. You have to do it.
Right.
The positive is you're living in an environment at that point that if you want to be gone for a month,
right,
load up your shit and go.
Right. And that's kind of what I want to do is, just because I ain't getting any younger and I'm only getting older, and I probably figured I probably maybe have 30 more years of decent, living. And I just want to do something fun for once, just not worry about stuff. Not worry about, I go home and the landlord be mad at me for something because of whatever other tenant said, and then he changed my locks on my door, or,
Right.
But the one other thing that I would do if I ever did my RV is I would actually get one of those little mini stoves, mini wood stoves that are like no more than like 10 by 10, maybe 12 by 12 box. And you just basically, it's like a wood burning stove. And that little stove, even though it's that small, it'll roast me out of that place like nothing. And since it's only going to be pieces of wood like that big, a log that big will probably last me a couple weeks because, you just basically it's like you almost make kindling. So,
yeah.
Are you seeing flies around there as while you're looking around?
No, I thought I heard somebody pulling in, but here I'm trying to look up a couple of things here, okay?
So anyway, that's the two minor adjustments I would do to that. Unless I find a really good deal in like a Winnebago or something, and then I'll still do that. But
I tell you, we bought a Winnebago. It was one of the big square Winnebagos, but it had been gutted. Only thing that was in it was the two front seats. He gutted the rest of it.
Right.
But we had all kinds of shit, and we put me and my buddies. We put hardwood floor in it, and then we put we put them kids that got full size and a twin size bed. We bolted one of those metal ones in, and we put a king size bed in the back for her and I. Didn't have no shitter in it, but it was good enough for if we went to a campground, there was always a shitter close.
Right.
We usually went to St. Joe's and took the 4-wheelers, and then we camped, and the boys could ride the 4-wheelers and all that.
Yeah, in fact, I actually had a buddy of mine who just got done like at the very end of fall last year, getting done with his remodel of a schoolie, and thing looks like it's, oh my goodness, it looks like it's a regular RV, kind of like what TJ has. It looks. You couldn't even tell if you walk. As soon as you walk inside, you couldn't even tell it was an actual school bus. It looks that good.
Right.
Minus the seat, of course. But
right.
But basically everything.
We turned the school bus into a race car hauler. We put a modify in the back of the school bus.
Yeah, those were one of my favorite haulers back in the day.
It was
something
good.
Like that.
It was cool. I think we slept the driver's seat and like 2 or 3 benches, and then we had an area where like the toolbox was, and then we only bad the downfall was you had to have ramps so fucking long to get the car up in there. You have to brace them. We had to get big stands to put in the middle, otherwise that way they wouldn't bend. But
like jack stands. So
I'll give you guys an idea. Here's one of the camping resorts down here. Okay, this is an RV site, waterfront. Okay, monthly, $465 a month.
What does that give me? Power?
That included is full hook, 20, 30, or 50 amp electric, water, sewer, picnic table, restroom, showers, laundry facility, and trash removal.
Oh, fuck. I would go there and live there.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying? It's like...
Is that down in Texas?
That's down here. That's right. That's down the road from me.
Fuck, I'll just go ahead and put a frickin' topper on the back of my thing and drive down there and live down there out of the back of my trailer.
But follow me through. Like when you're doing an RV living situation, okay? So like I come down here, I hook in, I'm there. I'm there for 3 or 4 months, right? Okay, I don't feel like being here anymore. I hook everything up. I pull the slides in. I go to the next spot.
Right.
And you're on average $400 to $500 a month for a monthly rate.
Yeah, in fact, there's this YouTuber I used to follow until they went dark like 3 years ago. But they did a schoolie called, they did a schoolie and everything. Basically, what they did is like New Mexico, Arizona, and all that area. They went all to the free spots where you can. That are federal or public land where you can park and live there, and you can live there for basically like 2 weeks before you have to actually go somewhere. Right. So basically they'll go there, don't pay anything, except for the gas that, and whatnot. And then
they go to another one.
2 weeks up, go to the next one. So anyway, like I said, it's something I'm really thinking about, but because I'm on disability, the only downfall is getting money to do this. So.
Well, I was going to say, and with you guys both, as a, just kind of bringing it up, I know both of you are on fixed income.
Right.
All right. You don't need something like what I've got. Okay. What I've got works great for me.
Right.
But I'll give you some examples here. All right, here's a Fleetwood Flare. It's a 2000, no slides. Which, I mean, you take or leave what you get.
I don't give a shit about a slide. I can take that.
So this has got no slides. It looks like it's got a gaming room in the back, and the bunk actually folds up into the couch up front. Okay? $7,800.
That ain't bad. How well does it run and everything?
Engine, transmission, suspension, good tires, clean title in hand. It works perfectly well. Of course, that's in Mexican or Spanish. Okay, here we go. Let's go with this. Here's a Pace Arrow. $5,000 for a Pace Arrow. It's a 98. Okay, I'm looking at this one. Doesn't look bad. Again, doesn't look like there's any slides on it. Nice big queen size bed in the back. Shower perfect for gooch blasting.
Oh, that's what I gotta have, shower.
Yeah, right. Gas engine.
Oh.
Runs and drives. Just put a new starter and and power converter in it.
Right.
As usual, wear and tear. AC doesn't work. I think it's burnt out just being on all the time, and it's old. Needs new batteries. Door needs to be fixed. Also, the driver's side mirror needs new brakes. Other than that, it's great. Traveled back and forth to Houston all the time with no issues at all. Great on gas. Final offer is $6,000. Serious inquiries only. All right, everything he's listed here that needs to be done to that. I just bought a new AC heat pump for mine for $1,000. All right, so now you're into it for $7,000. Everything else, we're talking a minimum of a day, and you've got it all buttoned up.
Right.
And that's ready to go. You license, insure it. It's got a clean title. It's ready to go.
I see the disadvantages for slides because sometimes they could leak and stuff.
Sometimes they break down too.
Or that too. But if I did get one, I wouldn't mind at least having one slide, like right where the kitchen living room is. So that way when I am sitting down, I won't feel like I'm right up on the and then I can at least, if it's opened, I can at least be further away from like a TV and stuff like that. And
okay. Now, all right.
Anyway.
Now, Corey brings this up with the RV membership from Good Sam. There's an RV park in Key West, oceanfront, TV spot, full hook, high-speed internet for $350 a month with the Good Sam membership.
Oh,
I think that's RV. I don't know why it was.
Yeah, it might be RV spot. You might be right.
With the RV membership, so
yeah, you're right. It's got to be RV. But that's what I'm saying is the RV lifestyle really is more along the lines for the early retiree that has a fixed income but can't afford to do stuff, and they want to still travel and go and enjoy their lives and remain active.
This is over by me, $2,500.
What is that? That's oh God! It says Ford on it. No, run away.
But it only has 40,000 miles.
Get a Chevy.
I know.
see here's the thing about some of these.
Yeah.
I kind of am leery about them because I did find one that was actually within my price range one time.
Oh yeah.
And I actually showed someone that had one, and they actually called the place and everything and found out that it was an actual scam artist.
Oh yeah.
Because basically they wanted you to give the money first and then come and see it.
And that's what I do. Like if I'm going to do anything on Marketplace now, if they say money first, I say, nope, you're scamming me. Fuck you.
Right.
And I won't even, the first thing I say is, when can I see it? And if they beat around the bush with me, okay, never mind. I'm not interested anymore.
Right. And I've done that too, because when I want to get like video games and stuff like that, or I want to get more information in like a computer, I'll be like, okay, what's wrong with it? What's everything wrong with it? What, I have the cash money in hand that you want, but you just got to tell me everything that's wrong with it. And then they'll be like, oh, well, it has rust here or something here. Then I'll be like, okay, can you please send me a photo of it? And then I did that one time, and the guy's like, "Why, it's all a third degree. If you got the money, just give me the money and go." And I'm like, dude,
no.
If I'm going to invest in something, I like to know what I'm getting into, so that way I know how to work on it, see if I want to work on it or not, keep that investment going. Oh, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, dude,
And now both of you guys, as far as getting an RV and shaking it down and getting an idea what you're getting into, you have, both of you, the perfect fucking setup to do it.
Right.
What do you both have this massive passion for and you love to do?
Weed.
Other than weed.
Banging hot chicks.
Yeah.
Everybody has that, even the hot chicks. Please try again.
Big titties.
Eating food.
Big titties.
Dirt track racing.
Oh.
I know. Well, see, that's the whole thing. I always told
if you guys each ended up with an RV, how much is it for you to pull an RV in and park it in the fucking pits?
Well, you can't, but there are places like Fairbury, Farmer City that you pay an extra like $20, and that's basically for the electric. The electric hookup, and you get to be there the whole weekend.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's
but see. In fact, come to think of it, that's actually something that I really wanted to do, because I was always like, if I win the lottery, I'm going to get an RV and follow a series, the whole series.
That would be perfect. And if you guys followed that around Central Illinois, worked with the owners that you know at the different tracks, like 420, I'm sure you know people that are in ownership positions at Peoria. And Steve, I know you know people that are in ownership positions at Macon that might make the exception for you guys because they know you.
It wouldn't do you any good to have camper at Macon. You couldn't see into the track.
But you could go up there. You could get up on top with a lawn chair.
Well, I don't know, though. I don't know. Because I don't even think those guys in those big toters get up on top of toters to Macon. They got the backstretch stands, and most of those toters don't behind.
They got backstretch stands and front stretch stands on
but Peoria does not. Neither does Spoon.
Yeah, Farmer City. Yeah, you can do it. Farmer City. You can do it at Lincoln. No, you couldn't do it at Lincoln because the fairgrounds.
Right.
The thing is with Peoria, though, unless you get a big hauler toter, like what the big boys have, you ain't going to see the track from the top of your thing because it's built up. The track is basically built on flat ground, and they just made a berm and they built a bowl out of it, right? So you got the stands over here that are 15 million feet up in the air, and then you got the pits that are 50 million feet up in the air over here. So it's like, and you can't really do it on turn 3 and 4 because it has the sign there in the way. And anyway.
Yeah, but people in the pits only watch the race all the time.
Well, yeah, there's stands there.
But what I'm saying is, even if you just pull it into the parking lot and then buy a ticket, a grandstand ticket, and go in and then go back out and maybe camp overnight in the parking lot and then leave, which I have seen done.
You could do that. Yeah.
Now, follow me through. But that also, where I was going with that would take you guys with individual RVs, if you were to do that, and that would give you a chance to shake them down and get them ready.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, I did this trip to Peoria. I stayed the weekend. Fat 420 and I smoked 5 ounces of weed, and then I got to drive home.
I want to go farther away.
You don't? Okay. Now, my RV has not ran steadily for 8 years.
Right.
I've got a lot of work to do to it. Initially, out of the gate with this RV, Fredericksburg's an hour and a half away from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going as far as Fredericksburg. I'm going to warm it up. I'm going to drive it down there. I'm going to park. I'm going to camp. I'm going to go play Lady Bird Golf Course, which is, named for President Johnson's wife. I'm going to go play Lady Bird. I'm going to cook. I'm going to camp. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to pull the slides in, hook everything back up. I'm going to drive back here. And between there and back, I'm going to make notes. Okay, coach did this. Coach did this. This wasn't right. This wasn't right. When I get back, I order the parts. I repair what I need to repair.
Right.
Then I take the next trip out. And I go down to Fredericksburg and go to Lady Bird. Maybe run into the German restaurant, have a schnitzel.
Here's one for Steve. He can be driving around to the different strip clubs and then park in the back 40 and then go see some titties and then go back out after he's drunk and everything and sleep the night away because they'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of them that'll be like, and even bars, they'll be like.
Fantasyland would be all about you going in there and getting drunk and looking at their naked titties and then going back.
Here's the funny thing: until it burned down, If you brought your ticket from Peoria Speedway in, you got a free admission.
No shit, at Fantasyland?
Yep, because it was literally right across the street. You'd be
Yep.
pulling out, you pull in their lot, you walk in and go, here's my ticket from tonight, and you get to walk in.
Now, I mean, granted, that was dog meat and a G-string, but...
Yeah, but it could be worse. It could have been Kenny.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. It could have been Fluffers.
Oh.
Up
in Sparland.
Hold my doobie. I'll find out here in a minute.
Fluffers is in Sparland.
Oh, my doobie.
Yeah, that's only like, what, 45 minutes from me?
Yeah, right about 45 minutes to an hour. That's, God. Ooh.
It'd be like it would be like me going down to Kenny.
Dude, it looked like Steve. I was in there once, and one of the dancers got up there. It looked like Steve and Drag stripping.
I have seen
Poop stain and all. Like,
funny thing is, I've seen something like that more at Deja Vu than I did at Kenny, though.
Oh, God. Devu was bad.
Kenny was like a middle class trailer park woman that was there.
Yeah, I mean, you could at least find something you want to take home.
Where they look good, but at the same time, they're borderline. If they took the makeup off, they look that ugly. So,
well, you're looking at them and you're going, I would never want my mom to see you, but I would definitely fuck you.
Exactly. There you go. That's it. That's the way the girls were at Kenny.
Yeah, that was Kenny.
It'd be like, I'd bang you, but you ain't going around my parents.
The ones at Devu were like, God, I don't even want to remember banging you if I bang you.
That's the bad thing. Because, at the sign always said 99 beautiful ladies.
Thousands of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones. And
okay, apparently
3 ugly ones.
The 3 nights that I went to, the 3 different times I went to, apparently I got all 3 of the ugly ones because this lady looked like she was some 70-year-old skinny grandma. And she came up and started rubbing her ass on my shoulder, and I look over and I'm like, fucking hell, grandma. And she's like, oh, and walks off. I'm like, well, you look like my fucking grandma.
Let's see. I still to this day have not been into Club Chub. And I am currently still, I did check on it. I'm still banned from there.
How do you find out if you're still banned there? You call in?
Well, I called and I asked, and they said, "Oh yeah, you're still banned." Which I'll get into that story in a minute. Big Al's I had been into a lot. I've never been to Elliot's. I did not go to Fantasyland because I knew too many of the dancers. I refused. Well, I was up at Fluffers once in Sparland, and I'm like, why the fuck did I come here? And of course, I worked at Kappa Cabana. Now, Kappa Cabana, in my opinion, even to this day, was still like the creme de la creme of the strip bars in the entire area.
It was one of the better ones. Yes, I'll agree.
And I'm gonna definitely credit Leo Gantos for that.
Right. You're talking about knowing everybody. When I first I went to Kenny on a Friday night, and they had amateur night.
Oh God!
I'm sitting at my table, just sipping my soda because I didn't bring any beer because it's a BYOB place, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm sitting, and all of a sudden I'm just chilling out, watching all the girls walking back and forth, and just enjoying the vibe. And all of a sudden, this girl comes up and she goes to the jukebox and does Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I like the song. I'll go up and tip her. I'm sitting there watching her, not even realizing who the person is and everything. And I'm like, man, shit. Where did I see those before? I know I've seen them. Okay,
right there. Devu in Springfield sucks. Reason number 1, juice bar, no booze. Reason number 2, all of the ugly ones wind up in Springfield.
Right. So basically, this is a Kenny one. Then I'm like, okay, I'll go up there, sitting there. Finally, I set the dollar down. She picks it up. she puts in her tits because you know how they do it. Put it in their tits so that way that they can. Or no, she says put it in your mouth. You know how they put it in your mouth so that way they can take the tits and rub it on their mouth and everything. She did that when she bent over and did this to me. She goes, "I haven't seen you in a long time, Fat 420." And then she takes it away, and then she goes to the other side, starts dancing. And I lean back like this in my chair. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this bitch? And how the fuck does she know me?"
It was dog food lady.
So I went back to
girl Susie.
I went back to my table, and I'm watching the finishing up, and then about 5 minutes later, she comes, sits down next to me, and she goes, "You don't remember who I am?" I'm like, "Nope, sorry." She's like, "Remember school? You remember such and such?" I'm like, I leaned back in my chair, and I was about to get up, and I was like, and then I sit back down, and I'm like, "I've been dreaming of you naked since I met your eyes over 10 years ago."
Damn.
And now you've seen it.
And now school reunions are going to be a little bit fun. And she goes, "Oh, you better not." The funny thing is, everybody knew she was a stripper by that time. Right. So the following year was my class reunion, or later on that year was my class reunion.
That's what you got to look forward to, Steve.
So basically, we're at class reunion. She's across the room, and I take my dollar bill. I stand up, and I start yelling her name and go, "Hey, blah, blah, blah. I got $1 for you." And all you heard was, "My name? Fuck off." But the funny thing is, everybody was busting out laughing, and everybody is like, "Man, I'm glad you did that because I was thinking the same exact thing to do."
Well, I mean, that's the kind of thing that travels around, right? It gets out, especially in small towns. It gets out there fast.
Okay, it's still going. This gets even better. 2 months down the road,
do I all of a sudden feel like I need popcorn for this shit?
Right? 2 months down the road, I went to Club Chub, Club Cabaret, right? Over in Kentucky, right? So another girl was playing, and all of a sudden I go up and I just set the dollar bill down, and I look up. I'm like, "Oh fuck no!" He's like, "Yep, it's me." I'm like, "Fucking hell! I can't go to a fucking titty bar without seeing you, can I?" She's like, "I go to all the different ones. Like, the only one I haven't been to yet was Big Al." So I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm going there for a minute or two because,
and that's like I worked in the titty bar in my early 20s when I was also interning at I-97.
Right.
And I got burned out on it. Like, now I go in, and instead of going in and sitting there and enjoying the dancers and this and that and the other, I go in and I actually watch them, and I'm like, this is the same fucking shit I saw 20 years ago. And why are they playing this crappy music? That is my experience in a titty bar now.
Right.
Or I take somebody in like, somebody on the show, I'm not going to mention any names, but it takes somebody in that's never really experienced a titty bar.
Oh, no.
And I like hand them $100 and put them at the tip rail. $100 in ones.
I don't need to spend that money.
Here's what we need to do. All of us need to get down to Texas. We all go to Dimebag Daryl and Vinnie Paul's strip club. Oh. We'll all pitch in to get Steve a dance.
Oh God!
And we'll pitch in a little extra too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So that way, Steve will
definitely leave a satisfied customer.
He'll leave a satisfied customer, but he also leave himself with his pants creamed up.
Unless we tip enough extra.
That's what I'm saying.
Then they might clean the cream.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. And hey,
look at that smile.
Anyway,
that's
the point
borderline creepy.
I've seen at least 2 girls naked that I loved in high school. So
I'm telling you, just it's amazing to me. All right, like I've never been into Club Chub. Here's the reason. It was the weekend before my last marriage. And I'm out for my bachelor party, and I got handed free passes to get into Club Chub. Like, I've never been in there. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. We get there, and they were closed.
Ooh.
And I'm like, this titty park can suck my fucking dick. And I'm drunk, right? And I unzipped right there, and I pissed all over their front door. And they have me on video pissing with enough force that I hit the door handle and the lock and the door and just pissed all over it, flipping them off the whole time because they were closed on the day of my bachelor party. And that is why I am still banned from Club Chub.
Right.
And you know what's shitty about it?
What's that?
23 was 10 years ago that happened.
And you're still
12 years later. Yeah, almost 12 years later. September will be 12 years later. I'm still fucking banned. Like, you guys are dickheads.
Right.
Now, the other thing I will say about Kappa Cabana. And this was back in the day. I don't know how it is now.
It's the Kappa Cabana.
But back in the day, we had an amazing cook back there, right?
Right.
And it was an $8 sirloin steak dinner. Cooked to the perfection the way you wanted it. And you got like 2 sides and the steak. Of course, you had to pay for your drinks separate.
Right.
But I would go in there and I would get ribeye, rare, mashed potatoes and gravy, and usually they're green beans, and then I'd get like Crown and Coke, and I'd have 2 or 3 of the Crown and Cokes while I'm eating.
Right.
And it cost me $25, and I'm leaving. $25 plus my tip, and then I'm leaving.
Right.
And what a great way to get, lunch or an early dinner.
Oh, yeah.
You're sitting there, you're eating, you're looking at titties.
Nothing better than looking at titties eating.
There you go.
Because once you see one titty, you want to see the rest of them.
That's true.
They're eating titties and eating pussies better than titties.
I don't know why I've never been to a strip club. I guess I just never put precedence in looking at women I can't have. I think that's what it was.
Apparently,
why go if you can't touch them? What fun is that? And I have to give them money just so they touch me? That's degrading to me. I have to pay
degrading to them.
Or I have to pay somebody to touch me?
I mean, think about it. In a way, they're kind of selling off their body.
Yeah.
So it's a little more degrading to them.
Right. That's true. But
still. But it's not just that. Like, all right. Again, this shows how disillusioned I am with titty bars because of working in them. But like, when we took that old roommate of Rage's, and we took him to the titty bar for his 21st or 22nd or whatever it was, his first time there.
Oh, yeah.
I got a lap dance. Redheaded dancer. Yeah, she danced, but we had a conversation.
Oh.
And we actually had a really good conversation. And she's sitting there telling me about her boyfriend and her life outside and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Show me your titties.
Well, she's telling me all that while her titties are in my face.
Oh, okay.
And it's just one of those, okay, she's going to get naked for me, but I'll have a conversation with her.
I got to listen
well,
to
how
about
are things going? Huh?
You got to listen to her talk about a boyfriend.
Well, she was complaining about her boyfriend. And I'm like, well, you got two choices. You either deal with it or dump him. Now, what are you going to do?
Yeah, true.
I said, don't play the you're going to tell me that you're going to dump him card because I could give a fuck less.
Yeah.
And she looks at me like she stopped dancing in the middle of that. All of a sudden, looks at me and she goes, "Are you for real?" I said, "I used to work at Kappa Cabana. I was the Friday night and Saturday night DJ at Kappa Cabana. I've seen all this shit. You're not.
I might have seen you then.
You might have.
Because I did go on some Fridays and a little bit on Saturdays right before I had to go to work.
But I mean, I was just like, I've seen all this shit. I've dealt with all this shit.
Right.
Really, you're not showing me anything I haven't seen before. So I can give a good goddamn less one way or the other, whether you break up with him or not. That's your problem.
Yeah, I see that point.
I would have just said, I'm here to see titties and vagina. Don't need to talk.
And she goes, well, what is your problem? I said, my problem is I spent $25 to listen to you complain about your fucking boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shit. That would piss me off right there.
And she goes, yeah, you're right. How do I make it up to you? I said, easy. When we get out of here, I want a margarita.
Oh.
And you know what? We got out of there, and she went and bought me a margarita and brought it to me.
But
I didn't lie about it. I was very honest. I was upfront. This is how it is, you know?
Right.
And that's the thing that, people don't really grasp.
Right.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I'm trying to wonder. That's the fucking neighbor's dog.
God, it might have been. But I mean, that was, I'm just like, if that's the way things are going to work, then I don't need to listen to that shit.
Right.
And of course, she's like, well, I felt so comfortable because you've worked in the environment. Yeah, I've worked in the environment.
Yeah, I've heard it all, seen it all.
I've heard it all, seen it all, dealt with it all, don't really care.
I'm being like Marvin and taking you with me to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Then she goes, well, all right, let me ask you a question. I said, okay. She goes, if you weren't not bringing him here, where would you be tonight? And I was like, honestly, in front of my TV watching a fucking baseball game. Like, don't really care about your life. This is what I would be doing. Well, what if we were dating? Then I would have been in front of the TV watching the baseball game.
You wouldn't have been here.
I sure in the fuck wouldn't have been here. Well, I've never met anybody that just really don't care like that.
I just don't care about you.
I'm like, hi. I will help out my friends and I'll step up for a lot of different things, but just because you got a nice ass doesn't mean I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah, that's true.
I almost broke a seal.
Lighter?
I almost broke a seal.
Do you feel lighter?
Yeah, because I pissed about 5 gallons of tea and coffee and Yinling.
I've got tea out on the deck right now getting turned into sun tea.
Right.
90-degree day today. I figured it's a perfect time to put that thing out there. And make
that would be perfect to make sun tea. Yeah. No shit.
70 today here.
Okay. I love y'all, but I got to go because I got another job to do.
Well, your final thoughts tonight.
My final thought, Steve, you're going down in 6 days.
Okay,
I will be the only tribal weed smoker. That's why I'm the real OTWS. And I'll see you guys Thursday night.
There you go.
Take care.
Holy shit! You see this?
Uh-huh.
Corey says that they took a buddy to the strip club after Judgment Day in Nashville. Never been to one, had a lap dance for over an hour.
Oh, wow.
When he came out, he said he got a blowjob.
Really?
So Corey asked him how much it cost, and the dumb son of a bitch paid $700 for oral satisfaction.
No.
That's insane.
I can get a blowjob out here in Springfield for $50. I can. I
can get a blowjob in Springfield for free.
Well, I'm not from here, so I don't know everybody.
I'm not either. I'm from Texas.
You've lived here. Well, you've lived in the area before, so.
Like I have property in Goofy Ridge. Hell, I could get a blowjob in Goofy Ridge for a 20 piece of meth.
Oh. I might even go through that. No, because I don't have a pipe. So fuck, never mind. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, then you're snorting it.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that. I broke my bubble pipe a long time ago. Oh no! I have this badass dabber. I can throw him in use once.
You don't need any of that fucking shit.
That's what everybody says.
Dude, no.
I know it.
84 on the other side of Jacksonville, heading to Pittsfield. What, 84 hookers?
Really? 84? I guess I'd... Oh, so on 775, my computer's going.
Well, I know that you have a show tomorrow.
Yep, I do. Oh, yeah, Monday.
And I know that I've got to work tomorrow. So here's what I'm going to do now.
Oh.
If this thing will load up and do things the way I want it to tonight. We'll see. Pella Tulip Cam 2025. Like I said, I'm going to change our music format a little. Oh, man. I think it was a good show, even though I was interrupted constantly tonight.
It happened.
Dude, my phone was going off like crazy. So 420 is doing his other show. I can't remember where it's at, but he's doing basically a sit on the couch and listen to music show. Oh, 84 degrees the other side of Jacksonville. So with that being said, Adam has been out the last couple of shows because of family stuff going on.
Oh.
I hope it gets sorted out soon and he can come back and help me moderate Smoker Mania.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up.
Squirrel.
She is. She's becoming a chef.
Yeah, she is. Obviously.
Made it to the next round.
You guys check her out on Facebook. She's in this chef contest. If you find her, please vote for her and help her move up.
I ain't paying $10 to vote for her. I did the free one, but I ain't paying $10.
I ain't paying to vote.
Sorry, Squirrel. You're a great person, but I ain't paying $10 to vote for you. If it's free, I'll vote for you. I don't give a shit.
All right, Steve. So your final thoughts tonight?
My final thoughts, well, that's for 20. You got no fucking chance in hell. I don't even know why you think, it's just going to be like, it's going to be like John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to 1, 2, 3, Cena, you're done. That's for 20. You won't last a fucking hour with me. I can't stand more. I can't stand. Or I see this. I see that fat bastard copping out. He's like, I gotta go do the races this week. I can't do it.
Peacock's out.
He'll blame it on me.
The belt.
I know. Then he'll blame it on me. Well, Steve would have freaking been able to. Well, you know, if it would have been for a family ordeal, I would still be on 420. But
right.
I had to put precedent.
Well, you let me know up front, so we just worked around that.
Right. But yeah, other than that, I'll be back tomorrow morning with Rhino on Facebook, YouTube, X, with Wake and Bake at 8 o'clock. It's another couple stoners getting stoned. Yeah. Talk about it. Usually Rhino's kid, he's up crying and taking the show. But, hey, it brings women in to watch.
I noticed that.
Hey, it brings the women in, so hey, let him cry all they want.
Like Rhino's kid takes over the show, and then you got nothing.
Yeah, we got nothing. Yeah,
you guys are at the kid's mercy.
Oh yeah. Well, the women love his kid. Yeah, well, that's fine. Oh. If it keeps the ratings up, great. Then I'll be back Tuesday morning with my buddy Ray Lytle and the morning disaster.
Hey, by the way, have they moved them fucking chickens out of there so you're not hearing them on the show?
No.
God damn it.
No. They're
things are noisy.
We have a bunch going out. I'm to say we, I don't have that to do with it. Christina and Dan, but then a bunch going out, but then the guineas that Dan got will have to move over into the bro. So they're going to be really noisy. The older they get,
guineas are so loud.
I know, he's got 5 of them. So
but the good thing about guineas is they eat ticks.
Exactly. That's why he got them. And for critter. Yeah, so the chickens don't get ate by a fucking raccoon or coyote. It's weak on them. Damn, you got 6 more hours? Fuck you. Fuck that.
Yeah, 6 hours left on the overtime shift. Corey, good luck. I hope you survive it. Anything else you want to announce, Steve?
No.
All right, so morning.
I think I'm going to have sex soon.
Well, God, I hope you do have sex. Hope you find out your peen still works.
We'll see.
This has been the Sunday night edition of Mayhem's Amigos. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, being a part of the show. Remember, Thursday night will be the final face-off between Steve and Fat 420 before Smoker Mania.
And we have to talk WrestleMania.
Oh, we got to talk WrestleMania.
Thursday night, we got
Thursday night. We have to talk WrestleMania Thursday night.
We have 18 hours of wrestling coming up Saturday and Sunday. 18 fucking hours.
And every time we try to talk about it, you and I say we have to talk about it. 420 sidetracks us into dirt track racing.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll get it talked about.
Thursday, we've got to dedicate some time to WrestleMania because this card just got interesting with Charlotte Flair attacking.
Yeah.
Randy Orton
happen tomorrow.
Randy Orton and LA Knight into the tag match.
I know. What's going to happen tomorrow night? We got Raw tomorrow night.
You've got 2 triple threats going this WrestleMania, and Friday night, the one thing I want to see, and I'm going to sit down and watch that on Peacock. Triple H going into the Hall of Fame for himself, for the solo career.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's already in there for DX.
Right.
Oh, Corey says that his final thought is Steve's going to win the Smoker Mania belt and get all the bitches.
I will.
So Thursday night, we will see you around 9 p.m. Saturday, Smoker Mania kicks off at 8 p.m. Central Time. Yes, I know WrestleMania will be on. I'm going to have it on and muted.
Everybody will have it on.
And then Sunday, of course, we will be back at our regular 4 p.m.
Oh, shit.
For the Sunday night show.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, we got a busy week this week.
Ooh, dang.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, sticking with us, spreading the word, building the network. Because remember, the bigger we get the network, that is the closer we get to being able to afford and set up the Mayhem Family Reunion, which would have Steve and I going head-to-head. Texas barbecue versus Illinois barbecue. Texas is going to win.
I'm getting ready for my summer of preparing. Explanation.
So I'm TJ. That's Steve. And thank you for tuning in. And we will see all of you guys Thursday night for the WrestleMania setup, the Smoker Mania final showdown, and again, Amigos After Dark, where things get even more twisted. Good night, everybody.
When the sun goes down.
Woo!